The WNBA is no stranger to headlines, but this moment felt different. It wasn't a highlight reel three-pointer or a buzzer-beating shot that had fans buzzing. It was words, carefully chosen, powerfully delivered, and dripping with honesty from Kelsey Mitchell. After years of playing it safe, giving press-friendly soundbites, and shouldering the weight of a struggling franchise, Mitchell finally opened up. And when she did, it felt like a bomb went off across the basketball world. For years, she was the lone star in Indiana, the franchise cornerstone who endured blowout losses, roster instability, and endless rebuilding phases. But now, with Caitlin Clark's arrival, the conversation around the Fever has changed. And in one raw, unfiltered interview, Mitchell proved she wasn't just another player adjusting to Clark's presence. She was the one, validating the hype and setting the stage for a seismic shift in women's basketball. She didn't hide behind cliches or play the politics of locker room dynamics. Instead, she looked directly into the heart of the matter, said what many had been dancing around. Caitlin Clark has changed the world, not the game, not the team, the world. Those words carried more weight than any highlight, because they came from the one player who could have felt overshadowed, the one veteran who had every right to be skeptical of a rookie taking the spotlight. Instead of bitterness, Mitchell delivered respect, admiration, and a declaration that this wasn't a rivalry, it was a partnership. And just like that, the WNBA narrative shifted again. Mitchell's comments weren't made in a vacuum. They came after years of sacrifice and struggle. Fans forget that just a few seasons ago, the Indiana Fever were a league afterthought. Opponents circled their games on the calendar as easy wins. Star players took rest days against them. They were the punchline of the WNBA, losing seasons piling up while coaches rotated in and out like a revolving door. And yet there was Mitchell night after night, season after season, carrying a team that wasn't just bad, it was unwatchable at times. She was the survivor, the one who kept the franchise alive when the league barely remembered them. That's what makes her endorsement of Clark so powerful. It's not empty words. Mitchell lived through the drought, suffered through the humiliation, and now that Indiana is relevant again, she's the one putting her stamp of approval on the rookie sensation, who's turned basketball into must-see television. She didn't just say Clark is talented. She admitted Clark has opened doors for the entire franchise. The sellouts, the national coverage, the primetime slots. Mitchell acknowledged it's all because of Clark. And instead of resenting that, she embraced it. But it wasn't just praise. It was layered with something deeper, something more personal. Mitchell called Clark a friend. That's not a word players use lightly in professional sports. In an environment fueled by egos, jealousy, and rivalries, friendship signals something rare, real trust. According to Mitchell, Clark didn't show up to Indiana to steal the spotlight or take credit. She showed up with grace, humility, and an energy that lifted everyone around her. She embraced her teammates, welcomed the challenge, and made the locker room a place where everyone could thrive. That's why Mitchell's words matter so much. They weren't about protecting a brand or playing nice. They were a genuine reflection of chemistry being built inside a team that once had none, and the results are undeniable. Since Clark's arrival, Mitchell's game has reached new heights. She's no longer carrying the burden alone. With Clark drawing attention and defenses collapsing around her, Mitchell is free to thrive, showcasing the lethal scoring ability fans always knew she had. She's finally getting the recognition she deserves, not just as a survivor of Indiana's dark years, but as a co-star in one of the most exciting franchises in sports. The respect flows both ways. And that's what makes this dynamic so dangerous for the rest of the league. Mitchell's words also expose the difference between perception and reality. Take the infamous fine story. Clark joked on social media about being fined for stepping on the court, and the internet exploded with criticism. Pundits spun it into arrogance or immaturity. But inside the Fever locker room, it was nothing but laughter. Mitchell revealed that Clark's sense of humor is part of what makes her such a great teammate, something outsiders rarely see. That one story showed the split between how the media interprets Clark and how her teammates experience her. Outsiders see drama. Insiders see chemistry. That chemistry has birthed something bigger than just a playoff run. The Fever now have what fans are calling their Fab Four: Mitchell, Clark O'Leah, Boston, and Lexi Hall. Together, they form the foundation of a team that isn't just competing. They're building a dynasty. Mitchell even hinted that she'd take less money if it meant keeping this group together. A stunning admission in a sports culture obsessed with chasing the biggest contract. That's how much she believes in what Indiana is building. And she's not wrong to think big. The Fever aren't just contenders. They're the team reshaping the league's balance of power. What makes all of this even more groundbreaking is how it contrasts with the rest of the league. While some veterans like Aja Wilson and Cheryl Swoops take public shots at Clark, while league officials seem hesitant to fully embrace her stardom, Mitchell has chosen a different path. She's not threatened by Clark. She's empowered by her. And in doing so, she's given the WNBA something it desperately needed: authenticity. No jealousy, no passive-aggressive digs. Just real recognition of what's happening, and a commitment to be part of it for fans. Mitchell's words serve as both validation and warning. Validation, because they confirm what everyone can see with their own eyes. Caitlin Clark is a generational star who has altered the trajectory of the sport. And warning, because the Fever aren't just riding hype, they're building something sustainable. With Mitchell's leadership, Boston's dominance in the paint, Clark's game-changing presence, and Hall's toughness, Indiana has the pieces not just to win, but to control the WNBA for years to come. So when Kelsey Mitchell broke her silence, it wasn't just another interview. It was a manifesto. A declaration that she's all in on the future, that she's aligning herself with Clark and the revolution she represents. In her voice, there was no bitterness, no jealousy, just belief. Belief in her team, belief in her teammate, and belief that the Indiana Fever are no longer the league's doormat. They're the storm everyone else has to prepare for. The question now isn't whether Clark has changed the game. Mitchell already answered that. The question is how far this team can go, and how long it will take before the rest of the league realizes the balance of power has already shifted. But what do you think? Has Caitlin Clark already transformed the WNBA the way Mitchell claims? Are the Indiana Fever on the verge of building a dynasty with this new core? Or will the league's old guard find a way to slow them down? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a breakdown of the biggest stories in sports.